I think you'll remember the words. You want me to help
I could
you?
probably read it in my sleep, huh?
Yeah, I could probably recite
Your
it without it.
kids howl.
Oh, they loved
so
it. That's because
much.
Mrs. G just reads it as the words you see there. You gave it life.
I gave it life.
Yeah.
I gave it life. You've never seen this.
No.
No, you'll love it.
Really?
This way you can share it with your
Really?
kids.
I'm focusing on Brett.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
You want water?
Do I have to, so everybody can see?
No, just do
You might need to stand.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably do know it.
Yeah, you can just read it from up.
Can you follow along? So, every morning, Skippy John Jones woke up with the birds.
like you,
And this did not please his mother at all.
like me.
Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches, said Mama Junebug Jones. No self-respecting cat ever slept with birds, or ate worms, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohiggy's bird bath. The lecture went on and on and on for hours. You've got to do something serious thinking before you even leave this room, she said. Just about what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse, or a grouse, or a moose, or a goose, or a rat, or a bat. You need to know what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet, she added, before closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, he began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones, and I have a mind of my own, and I can bounce on my bed for hours. On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippy John Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. Holy guacamole, he said. What was that? So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears is too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I'm not a cat. I'm a chihuahua." Back on land, Skippy John Jones climbed onto his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippy John Jones began to sing in a wee soft voice. He said, "My name is Skippito Fresquito. I fear not a single bandito. My name, my manners are mellow. My name is sweet as jello. I get the job done, yes, indito." I'm out of practice. Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jilly Boot Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippy John come out of his room now?" said Jujubee. "No," said Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Kitten Britches has some thinking to do." With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a long dirt road in Old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of chihuahuas appeared. "Ay, caramba! Who goes there?" asked Skippy John Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skippito, the great sword fighter," said Skippy John Jones. When the smallest of the small ones spoke up, "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Paquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Paquito. "Do you like rice and beans?" "Si, I like rice and beans," said Skippito. "He might be the dog of our reams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia, "if he knows the secret password." Do you think he knows it? He doesn't know it? Are you serious? Leaning towards Don Diego, El Skippito half sneezed, half whispered the password in the chihuahua's very large ear. "Ah, chupichu!" "Bless you," said Skippito. "Gracias," said Don Diego. "That, and it is true," decreed Don Diego. "Yip, yappy, yapito. It is the end of Alfredo Bosdito. Skippito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios, the great Bambito." Then all the chimichangas went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. And then they had a siesta. And then I would do like the whole definition thing, you know, with the kids and what's a fiesta, what's a siesta.
What's a fiesta? A party.
Oh, there was
What's
like a whole
siesta?
big learn. Well, I'm teaching
nap.
like first grade. I mean, come on now. But after walking up, the chimichangas got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture of the sand for the great Bambodito Bandito for Scapito to see. A hush grew over the crowd. Alfredo, Bozito, Bambito, Bambodito, Banzito. You know what that is? You have no clue? Sí, said Paquito Tito. The bandito steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Scapito, outraged. Look at that face on that little blue dot. Not your beans! Red beans, black beans, baked beans, cocoa, coffee, kidney, pinto, and jelly, too. And now comes for us, Paquito added. ¿Por qué, asked Scapito? Because we are full of the beans, too. Then Don Diego stood tall and said in his most somber voice, Yo quiero frijoles. Huh? Said Scapito. The dude just wants his beans back, said Paquito Tito, and you are the dog for the job. Me, said Scapito. Then all the chimichangos turned towards Scapito, the great sword fighter. Poor Paquito Tito had no time for a plan, because in a blink of an eye, the gigantic shadow darkened the landscape, and all the chimichangos ran. Vámonos, Scapito, or it is you, the bandito, will eato. But Alfredo Bozito flew straight for Scapito until the bean-eating bandito hovered inches from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles, said Scapito, and thrust his sword into the air. And pop went the great bandito, landing on his sword. The chihuahua, faster than you could say chihuahuas, chimichanga, and cheese, everything went scattered. What does that look like? Do you have any clue?
A bee.
A bee? What's inside it? Is it candy? Caitlin's all into it.
You're answering.
She's
You know what the answer is.
She's like, wow. Then all the dogs burst into song. Yip, yippee, yippito. Our hero is El Scapito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. Look at that. Look at him up there. But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy John Jones' room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to see what was going on in the little kitty boy's room. Banguito, crashito, papito, fresquito. Just in time to see Skippy John coming out of his closet, exploding. Then out flew the candy, the beanbag doggies, and the little kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. Skippy John Jones, everyone cried. Hola, muchachas, he said in a wee soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy John and covered his head in furry purry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Puff, she scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, he started bouncing on his bed, singing, I'm Skippy John Jones. I have a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat. I won't forget about that. Say goodnight, Skippy John, said Mama Junebug Jones. Buenos noches, mi amigo, said Skippy John. And that is the end of our tale.
Sorry.
You can see me
Yay!
standing in front of 60 kids.
Yes, but why are you dressed like a pirate?
Not
for that
for
one.
This, oh, no.
Oh.
That was
Not
a
for
different
this
book.
book. There's another book that's
The
it's
sombreros
called
for this
How
one.
I Became a Pirate.
Oh, no.
And I would run butcher paper the length of the room and graphic facilitate the book as I would
Okay.
tell it.